Bum bum bum, and we're in. I think. Hello. Yes. We're gonna one sec. We're gonna start recording because we're gonna try to do this proper. Like maybe make it into an actual video. Who knows? Let's see. I'll also try to remember to record on Fire Alpaca too. Okay. Hello, YouTube people. Welcome all if you're joining late or joining now. Good to see ya. Yeah, basically the title. I have this silly little comic thing that I've been doing. So it's kind of that, and I mostly want to work on. I'm really bad. I have done like barely any actual scripting for it. But I kind of just want to do. I kind of just want to do like settings, character sheets, and fight scenes. Like, because I'm trying to do more dynamic posing, so that's like what I'm gonna be working on. Gonna be that kind of stuff. But first, if this isn't gonna lag out the entire time, we're just gonna like skip ahead because I don't want to have to. I need to do like actual writing before I get into the other stuff. But I have a general plot synopsis. What I'm missing more is like actually having any dialogue written, which is probably an issue. Realistically, it's probably suggested by someone somewhere that I should actually know what I'm doing before I start just like drafting stuff out, but this is Science and Discovery, right? Science and Discovery. But yeah, I also have like the comms stuff that I'm gonna talk about because I really want to 2026. I didn't say it in my last stream, but 2026 I want to be like the year of actually getting commissions because like the thing is I really like drawing art for other people. And I probably would just like go around drawing free art for everybody, but I kind of don't want to do that with the sort of impression that is, if I do that, then if other people like see that, then they might get the impression that they can just ask or whatever, which is fine to a degree because I probably would do it, but it's more a case of awkwardness because I don't. I want to be able to pick the kind of stuff I do without it being seen as, I don't know, I guess, hypocritical in some way of me agreeing to do one thing and not agreeing to do the other. So that's kind of like a difficult thing to try and come up with a good balance for. And the thing is, one massive like mental stigma I have like with comms nowadays is that there's a lot of people who have and like do commissions and stuff, but for them the commissions are a lot less, or not a lot. I mean, words are really difficult. But there's a lot of people who do comms and stuff, but it's rather than being like a thing where they're, I guess, or like people getting paid in video game currencies. That's what I was thinking of. That's where my brain was going. I kind of struggle because there's a lot of people, a lot of young people especially, who have comms and who have comms for video game currencies. And then that tends to have a lot less stigma around it for buying commissions, or kids online are more likely to get commissions if it's or give commissions, like purchase them, if it's supposed fake money that's like only got specific uses, because you can't turn that back into money, which is like sort of awkward. Is it gonna lag out this whole time? It might do. Oh, I need to start recording on. I'm locking in. I'm gonna stop recording with that because I feel like that is significantly slowing the program down. I'm gonna start a time lapse. Do I have a time lapse save space for stuff already? Yes, I do. Okay. Comics. Okay. I can't really tell, to be honest. It feels just as bad. Grab the white. The thing is, technically, this scene is like in. It'd be nice if this wasn't so laggy, so I could actually have this work how I want it to. The thing is, Guy has to be the one to summon the monsters, which is kind of. I need a way to like foreshadow that that's how that happens, but without giving it away too much. There's one idea, I guess, is having it be so that he has like a flashback before this. And also I could have him like a lot more in frame than the kid. Because the black outline is to like symbolize that whatever like it's whatever, it's like the same thing from earlier. This is gonna take a while to do everything. Cause of how I've been like drafting these comic pages and stuff, it's like pretty awkward to be honest, because I've been like trying to have only one frame or only one layer for every drawing, and that does tend to be having multiple layers for different, like having multiple layers and then all merging them down, but my thing is lagging again. No. I'm so glad that this is going so well, and there's absolutely no massive problems going on at the moment. What guy like in the foreground and then having the kid's reaction in the background, but like it's more focused. And this is where we utilize perspective warp, so it looks like it's actually in perspective. I also need a way to like, I feel like I should have a, because I've got multiple things where I've got specific colours in my rotary box sort of thing. Not rotary box, colour palette. What am I going on about today, my guys? But like, I need to have a colour specifically for the non-characters. The little one-off nobodies that serve nothing but to have fears and problems. That's basically the essential role of humans in any given story, right? They're just there to cause issues, have emotions and feelings and whatnot. Yeah. To be fair, they don't need to like. My initial plot is like, oh, they're generally it's going to be kids who are like in the situation where they need a like a creature from the void to come and fight off the like realization of their fears. But in this scenario, I don't know. It could also be like adults, and I feel like that's a slightly stronger message, probably. Anyways, we're gonna merge this down. And then I clicked back too many times, and now it's gonna undo me merging the layers. Wait, there we go. Okay, I like that he looks really out of place. That's good. There's the silly. There's the silly. Totally not pulling from real life with having a moon nightlight. feel like people kind of have to be used like background assets in this, or like have a color palette that's like background related. Like in Spider-Verse, I feel like having the kid be in the light and then guy in the darkness. So we've got like our eyes are drawn to the girl because she's in the light. I want him to look like more afraid. How have I done with speech bubbles? Okay, so I like got the colours of the characters in them. And then we still colour picker. Cool. Like that. Oh, one sec, actually I need to add. It's so laggy, oh my goodness. Ah! Oh, okay, that's why. Because it thought I wanted the entire thing like that. Great. You can't see how laggy this is, but it's really bad to be honest. Okay, that feels like a more guyish colour. And then one. Okay, that's good. Do I have eeks? What noise did I use for? Okay. Like blur the bottom of his feet a wee bit. It's so laggy. Why? It brings me such pain. My goodness. I like that panel though. Like it's irritating in the most it's incredibly irritating that it took that long to do, but half an hour is actually okay. I don't mind if I'm like putting actual work into it, but okay. What was I talking about? Right, before I started losing my voice. Comms and stuff. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing. Wanna do more comms? Wanna make my comic more often? Hard to find the time. Time is the biggest factor for a lot of stuff because you think you've got a clear schedule for stuff and then something else intervenes or something along those lines. But whatever it is, it's just kind of mixed. thing is, I'm locked in now, which means I can't feasibly leave. And I've worked so hard on making that thumbnail. I'm not a very interesting commentary person, I reckon. I'm bad at sticking to a subject. I'm very bad at not, going off into something else. Because I end up just finding something that I want to talk about, and then talking about it for as long as I can until I find something else to talk about, which is relatively quickly. Feasibly, I could start, talking about... I might just start drawing something else, to be honest. I love doing my comic, but it's hard to do it under pressure. That's maybe what's the most difficult, because I like all the lore that I have for it, but it's just difficult trying to think up frames. Well, it's relatively easy once I know what part of the story it's going for. It's relatively easy to make frames and stuff for it, but just trying to do everything in order or having some idea of what's actually going on is quite difficult, if I'm honest. The evil plant, by the way. One sec, actually, that's one thing I can do. I can show my, can talk about the characters while I show off the, designs that I've done for them. Oh wow, my throat is really going. That's what happens due to yesterday. Oof. This is Guy. And... because I've only got 2 character designs, set in stone. And I have some idea of who the other characters are. And I know their sort of role in the story. Generally, their general role in the story, but I don't... she is still so good. I remember a time of line art and beautiful caring art that I worked really hard to do. Aya is such a good design. I've kind of got a shtick is my biggest problem. I've got at least 20 designs or 20 characters that are all butterfly themed or whatever, and I always there's just any character that has some kind of moth or butterfly wings, I always give ribbon themed antenna to, because I just think it's an awesome design. I like butterflies. I like making them all cool and whatnot. Oh, the violent urge to go completely off topic and try playing Minecraft. It's strong today. The thing is, there's one thing I don't fully understand, which if I come down here, sort of shows what I'm talking about. Part of the idea behind their designs is that they're all things that you if you're having night terrors or something, things that get easily mistaken for actual people. And in this scenario, they are actually, you see them and you're like, oh look there, it's whatever, and then it's not really. So Aya's supposed to be the moon, and then I gave moth because I don't know, moths and moons and all that shenanigans. And then I don't, because Trapbot, or the little robot that Aya's best friends with, is canonically not a part of that, because it was created by Aya, but they kind of follow the same general rule where the robot also is somewhat designed to look like a trash can. like it's a funny trash can, but like the head sort of bobs down, and then the wheels retract up, and then it kind of like squats down into the floor to look like a bin. Because we have in the UK we have like panda bins and stuff, and so it's kind of that premise where it's like, oh, it's a cat themed bin, and I don't know why, but I just find that funny. So, or like the ears come down because the ears go like all the way down to the sides and are like, I don't know if this isn't the best way to see it, but there is like a sort of a thing on the side of the head. Actually, don't we just bring up? I love talking about Trapbot because he's such a silly little goober, to be honest. I think he's actually in the wrong folder at the moment because I have two Creatures from the Void folders, and one of them contains Creatures from the Void, and one of them contains my friends and other like guys and stuff. Here is Slinkbot. Even these images don't actually have the right thing for him, to be honest. Like, this is pretty much how he looks, but it's sort of, let me... He's kind of got, like, little sections back here where the ears are, like, connected on a ball joint. And so you can sort of see it here where they, like, roll backwards because of how they're sort of lever mechanisms. And then when he goes into bin mode, he's kind of like the square. His feet sort of retract up. His arms kind of retract in. Like that. And then his head sort of squats down a wee bit more. And then the ears go to the side. So it looks like they're sort of bin handles. That's what he looks like in silly little bin mode. And he can't really do much about this bit, but it like protects his face a wee bit when he's all bin like. I don't know what people think when they see like the robot bits, but I imagine it's typically too dark for them to like see. Wait a minute, this guy's got very obviously robot features about him. Oh, and then his like back tail maybe comes up to be like that from behind because he's got his little. He's got a tail that clips in. Because I was just like, I want him to be a cat bin robot creature. So his tail probably like comes up and then it goes over like that's the like handle. God forbid anybody try. God forbid anybody sees Trapbot in his like little bin form, actually thinks he's a bin, and then tries to put some kind of trash into him, because that would be an absolute mess and absolutely some kind of story. The time Trapbot got binned. Oh. Okay, dinner's been put on the table. I know. I like the characters. I really like the individual characters that I have. I love Aya's design and I love all she stands for, because she's like a craftsman, and she makes like robots and technological stuff, and her sort of whole bit is that one, she's like introducing people, um and like maybe the most like active in trying to do anything about the void and being there, because she's like an inventor, and she finds it all a wee bit interesting, and she finds things to enjoy about it, even though she's like personally somewhat disillusioned. She's aware that she's like in this place that is like otherworldly, and she shouldn't be here, that something must have happened on Earth for her to be here, because where else is everybody else that's ever died if they're not here too? Are they somewhere else? And I feel like she's very like interested and adventurous in that sense. But I'm not too sure what other like I'm not too sure what sort of I'm not too sure how the stupid hiding thing works. That's what I was talking about before I got off track. Because she's like very clearly a person, and she wears like human clothes and stuff. And I'm like, maybe it's like some active like cloaking mechanism where they literally just can't be seen by people. And we're aware that they're there, and maybe because I want it to be like, oh, you can like somewhat see them, but not really. And I need like it to be that some people, like certain people can. So I feel like maybe it is like, oh, it's somewhat like uncanny valley if somebody like sort of witnesses a a creature from the void in like in their house doing whatever they're doing. If they witness it, then generally it's like somewhat uncanny valley, but it's like easy to skim over. It's like sort of like the silence in Doctor Who, or I don't know, there's like some spell, or there's some show in which there's a spell where somebody's are just like able to make it so that they are unnoticeable in a sense. Like they're actively there, and they can like acknowledge that they're there, but they just like don't pay any attention to it. And I feel like it's sort of that kind of thing, which is why they're able to then sort of move around and go unnoticed. Hello, friend. Welcome to my crib. That was odd. You caught me off guard in my stupor, because I finally found something I can blab to myself about while I think things through. Um, yeah, I was doing arting stuff, and then I got distracted because I wasn't talking, and so now it's a mixture between talking and not talking and all that jazz, and trying to figure out. I know I'm not a good commentary person because I just get. Don't worry, do not worry, don't apologize. I was pretty rambly, and I wasn't really finding any solutions. So I'm glad there's somebody here now. Just gotta sort myself out. I think. Okay. Yeah. I've got this funny little comic thing going on. By going on, I mean like it's a thing that I think about, but there's very little active progress being made towards it, despite my own chagrin. I want to do more stuff with it because I like the thought process I have behind it, but I don't tend to have the time, and I also don't like writing. English, hate English, and like, well, to a degree. I'm just, whoa, thank you. Like it's just the writing aspect that I like really struggle with, because I love comic paneling. It's like my all-time favorite thing. I think it's so sick, and it's such a cool storytelling device to be able to like have sort of a very clear narrative and a very clear visual narrative. Animation can be like more clunky. It not like well objectively comics can be like quite clunky, but it like gives more room and there's more like cheating. That's the right word. There's more cheating in comics and it's epic. It's so awesome. And then this is like massive time jump, so whenever they're at this point. But I need to what I really need to do before I continue all of my little random comic like panel doodles is I need to lock in and write story for it because I can't just keep winging it and then going somewhere each time. It's going to cause real problems when there's an actual narrative later on. So I need to lock down like I can have like oh and I really want to read more comics. I think they're epic. Also manga. I like manga and comics are very different in some respects, but I really like sort of manga paneling. I guess is more paneling is more the correct term because it's also in graphic novels and stuff. It's so fun. And by doodles I mean like these are actual sketches. These are me doing little because this is the kind of thing that I want to it's so good. Manga's so epic. It's I want to read more comics and I want to read more manga and I want to read more graphic novels. Those are it's I have actively in my possession the only thing I've got like 6 pieces of media overall that are like paneled media. I've got a Warrior Cats graphic novel. I've got Double Hearted, like a physical copy of Double Hearted, which is like my personal flex. And then I've also got 4 volumes of Komi Can't Communicate, but it's weird because I've got 1, 2, 3, and then 5, and I'm missing 4. So, but yeah, I like it's such a good art form and it's such a good medium and just like the art in them amazing, always so cool. It's like the most epic. I did nothing to 4. I just don't have it, which is really sad because I want it. I really want it because I'm missing she makes friends between book 3 and book 5 and I don't know who she makes friends with or how and it's driving me nuts. But yeah, I'm gonna make a little another open another random thing, and I'm gonna like jot down little story notes as they come to me in like a little story arc for. This is gonna be like like I don't know if multiple chapters or multiple books or whatever, but like we're gonna add several hills that they need to climb and maneuver. But actually, one sec, the hills need to get bigger. What am I doing? So that we have like actual story progression in the dangers that they're facing on a day-to-day basis. It's so laggy. Why does it have to be so laggy? Honestly, that's kind of me with fan fictions. I get so many like AUs in my head where I'm like, this would be such a fun AU to read, but I don't want to write it just because I'm not good at writing. I'm sure I'm passable at it. I'm sure like it functions as a book or like as a short story. Functionally, my writing is okay, but to like my own personal standard, it's whack because I just get stuck. Or I like use too much. Like I mostly struggle because dialogue. I like writing dialogue. Dialogue is the only thing I enjoy writing. But then like I'm okay at doing descriptions, but if I get into a description, then I'll just describe the whole time. But if I get into a conversation between two characters, that conversation is going to last the entire book, and there's going to be no description. And you're like slowly gonna lose sense of which characters are talking over time. That's basically, those are my two writing options: description or dialogue, and that's it. Writing block? Oof. That's. Writing block is really annoying. I like. When it comes to art block for me, my only solution for art block is redrawing drawings I've already done. Or I don't know, that's kind of it. Writing block, you can't really do that. I mean, you can, if you've got like a section of text that you've already done, you can maybe like go back and edit it, and then from editing, go through all the stuff that is like, from editing, go to what else can I add? Honestly, I feel like Pinterest would work, but I do get like, the thing is, for me, Pinterest would work. It would be a good solution for me. But at the same time, what happens is I just end up staring at memes. And not like the funny memes, not like actual memes. I just mean like a picture of two characters over a like when it's like a clip from or like a screenshot of the Reddit or like whatever conversation or like Twitter post. It's like that, and then it's just like the outline, the faded silhouette of the characters over top of it, and that's all I end up looking at for the entire duration of my Pinterest dive. Lands in void. He kind of starts at the problem. The problem is kind of wait a minute, where the heck am I? That's kind of where he starts. And then things get less bad as he gets told where he is. And intro to everyone, basically. I mean, he's still stressing. Honestly, that's fair. That's so fair. Whenever I'm looking for like inspiration for designs, that tends to be why I go onto Pinterest, because like I'm struggling with trying to draw a specific character, and so I'm looking for like seeing how other people do it and then pinching my favorite parts with a bunch of different designs to try and see if I can coordinate it into a style that I like. Um, when I'm doing that, then I just start going, oh, that's funny, wahahaha, and then I get lost in Pinterest's web. It's a bit of a mess, but I'm good. I'm overcoming my Pinterest meme diving, I think. We'll see. We'll find out. I mean, I haven't done it yet in 2026, so maybe. Who knows? I will say that I'm good a lot, to be honest. That's just gonna happen. It's one of those like stim things I've got where I just gotta remind everybody that I am both normal and good, and no, that those are the two things people should know about me. This is. I guess this if this is like book one, then he doesn't need to confront the demons yet. Okay, this big climax is. I don't know if I make the middle climax him fighting the monster, and then the little climax is. Mm, the demons don't have a name, unfortunately. I mean, like, they're kind of just personification of people's anxiety. That's. Well, specifically of. One sec. Specifically of guys' anxiety. There's like there's a whole bit where this guy causes so many issues by not talking to people about his feelings in his life. It's like what a fool. What a fool would do that. It's shakes head. Shakes head disapprovingly. Also, even if like besides just existing as anxiety, I'm glad you think so, guys. He's kind of designed to be like a super average, like just existing kind of guy. He's I couldn't come up with an actual name for him, which is why he's Guy and that's just his name. That's I'm not good at names. Names are so bad. They're like absolute horrors to try and think of different ones. Like, what do you mean I have to name every character that I have? What do you mean that they've got to like exist and be able to be talked about by people? That doesn't make sense. On Avatar would be a good name. Avatar would actually be like it kind of would be like a shockingly good name. And I feel like dang, you've just hit me with a like absolute maybe okay because this is like his form when he comes into this he kind of gets isekai'd except not really. Yeah, thing one, thing two, and thing three. Honestly, good names. Again, like that's kind of as far as I get. I can't really think about names that aren't like 3 letters long. The furthest I ever got to having like an interesting name was Steve. No, it's not Steve. What am I talking about? His name's. Oh no. He can't. It's not Steve from accounting. He's got a different. I. Wait a hot minute. I've just completely forgotten. I've got a whole binder for this. I need to investigate. I've forgotten the only guy who I actually care about in this entire series. What's his name? No, I can't be doing this to myself this early on. Well, the binder is more of like a... It's got multiple things in it. I've got like school binders with schoolwork in it, and then I've got another binder that's got like personal art stuff in it, and it's got like a Polly Pocket, one that's Life Series Doodle related, one that's Warrior Cat related, one that's like personal stuff, I guess, and then the other one that's one that's just like random stuff, and then one Polly Pocket is for what's it? Creatures from the Void. That's what it is. That's what these guys are. Nearly forgot them. I've got notes on them, and like their first drawings that I did before I came up with the other stuff. That's just Guy and Aya. That's an essay about Hunter from the Owl House. Wait, I don't understand any of this. What are these doodles? What are these drawings? What are like? It's kind of like the drawings and scribbles. What the heck? How have you gotten here? That's the real question. I don't think I fully understand what's going on right now. You haven't seen the Owl House? That's like diabolical, maybe. Oh, it's Gay Boys. Awesome. Where's his stupid name? Where's his stupid face from accounting? He's like something from HR. I have so many more doodles of this thing, and I have no idea where they've all gone. And it sometimes drives me actually insane that I've got no idea. That's homework and also a bunch of Green and Scar. You ate them? No! I can't believe you do this to me. Maybe they're just lost to the void. Honestly, maybe. Maybe the void consumed them. I don't know. They were tasty? At least they taste good. I wouldn't want somebody eating them if they didn't think they tasted good. So I'm glad they're being enjoyed. But also, what the heck? That's my life's work right there. Okay, although all the good doodles are gone, there's like someone from HR or accounting. They're like the main character. Not really, Guy is, but they're the only character that matters. They give all the emotional support. They're really tall and silly looking. Okay. This is if this is book 1, then the climax is fighting, 'cause Comet gotta have... Yeah, kinda, basically. Steve is there for everybody's emotional accounting. Or emotional account. No, that's his job now. That's his official job title in the Creatures from the Void Company. His official job title is emotional accounting. Basically, that fills all of the jobs that he's ever been like given. Because he's either HR or he's from accounting, and I've never fully been able to decipher which one. And so it's that's what you get for eating my doodles. I'm gonna be honest. What do you think was gonna happen? I'm really good at bringing people to tears. That's one of my great skills, if I'm honest. Not really. I mean, I'm good at bringing myself to tears because I'm a terrible liar. I'm a I've I've got such a bad one. If you know the game Chameleon, where you have to like lie and pretend you know what the prompt is while everyone's saying a word. One time I tried to yeah, I did do that. That was good. One time I tried to play that game, and I ended up on the ground crying my eyes out because I was just really bad, and whenever I tried to lie, I would just start laughing so hard that I would start crying, and then I was like incapacitated for the rest of the time people were playing. It's like I don't like lying in a fun sense. I can't do it. I'm like it's so bad. Okay. Why is it so buggy? I'm gonna have to like fight my computer so that it stops being annoying when I try and stream because I've got like everything else closed down. Oh my goodness! Perry Ratter? I I mean I'd never tried it before, but I had the impression that eating hand sanitizer would probably hurt in some capacity. Have you is this like personal experience? I've I know I've appeared randomly. This is Twig Ranch on Twig Ranch's YouTube channel? That's crazy. Um Fighting evil anxiety monster. I'm gonna write that real quick because I need to specify what typing that. I really hate that the conversation about eating hand sanitizer has made me tempted to eat hand sanitizer because I feel like saying that it burns should have the opposite effect, but I want to understand what that means fully. And so I do have hand sanitizer in my bedroom. I'm not I'm not gonna do that. I'm okay. Please stop. I will not. Like I'm that's a good message to send. I should have said that immediately, but like I had to know. I had to get more insight into the situation because I mean, it's hand science. I don't know, something about hand science, like, there's a lot of things that are very tempting to eat that shouldn't be eaten, and I feel like at some point we gotta ask why things are being made to seem very edible. Like, I don't know, something about the texture of hand sanitizer feels like it should be an edible texture, but then it's like, it's also clearly not because it's like alcohol and used for cleaning things, which things you use to clean and things you use to eat probably shouldn't be the same thing, but like at the same time, we do like it looks edible, but it probably shouldn't be. Honestly, agreed. Hand sanitizer is kind of a cool thing to draw. Like, I know the bottles are weirdly satisfying shapes. And also like the liquid inside. Like when it's I'm imagining it and it's cool. It's cool. You're cool. Okay, what was I doing? I know. Alright. What I don't know what this middle bump is, to be honest. He kind of just lands in the void and then he has to fight some people. Those are kind of like his only two issues at the moment. So unless I come up with something else, we're gonna make my life easier by saying he only has two problems in his world. Beating up the realization of having fear, and that's it. No, okay, but the thing is, they don't fight in the void. This is the big thing. It's like they get like sort of beamed down into locations where somebody is dealing with massive amounts of stress and anxiety, and then they just like beat them up. That's kind of how it goes, and then they return to the void afterwards and have to fill out a bunch of paperwork. It's like a pretty sick job, to be honest. Like, my career goals is living in a like an empty void and then being able to come down from that empty void, beat up anxiety, and then just dip. And that's basically it. Like, they don't have to, like, what's it called? Um they don't have to pay rent. It's awesome. I hope you have good luck. I'm excited to see the animation. Thank you for coming by, Perry. It was great to see you. This is... Bye. Um. So where you can sign up for BTF. The thing is, I don't fully understand either how these guys got enrolled. That's another thing I do need to sort out in the lore of this universe. I need to figure out what on earth they've done to be put into this situation. Because, like, in the panels, it's not that one. I've clicked on the wrong one. In the panels that I've done like so far, we have an acceptance letter, which I don't fully understand. Like, my impression is that he receives this letter the day before he perishes. And it's like I don't know how the Void company has been able to. I don't know. It's a weird thing because I don't know if I want them to be dead or not. That's I think you people need to you need to stop saying that, otherwise I'm gonna fall down the stairs. I like a magical set of stairs is gonna appear, and I'm just gonna like fall down the stairs, and then I'll like be at the bottom. That's how that works. I I'm not sure if I want them all the way dead. Like on some part, it like makes sense to me for this to be like some form of afterlife where they had their like stresses and anxieties, and then they come to the Void company because it was like really bad, and then that's sort of like leached out into the world, and so now it's their job to fix that. And then at some point certain characters will start like moving on peacefully in some sense, or like just disappearing. So like it's either that or they think they're dead, where like the last thing they remember is having some kind of tragic car accident. And so they think that the Void is the afterlife because I have them like Aya talks about that in one panel where I have okay dialogue where it's welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Well, existence can't be sure, is sort of implying that they're dead. And I do have like a plan where it's like a bit where after Guy goes through initiation and he like watches the really cartoonish, like even more cartoony than they already are, like intro video to the company, that's when he's like, wait, so I died and now I have a what's it called? I died and now I have a like 9 to 5 job. So this is hell. And that's that's okay. That was me falling down the stairs. Yeah. You've done this. I can't believe you've done this to me. They yeah, it's just gonna there's like the thing is I have like at least one metaphor already that exists in this world where they exist in a void. Thank you for offering your spirit as a landing mat at the bottom of the stairs. like I've already got one fine metaphor where the void sort of creates anything they want, so they can sort of just exist in the void forever, and they like any want or need they have will kind of sort of exist. It'll be like somewhat uncanny in a sense because it's just there in a white space, and it's all kind of like sort of it's right but it doesn't quite make sense. um but then they're like people who have like been there for longer than they have like get bored because they sort of run out of things to do with every want and need they have sort of catered to them, and there's not like any actual pressure to do any of the jobs that exist, and so they people who like sort of just exist like that then sort of walk off into the void and are never seen off again. And so that's like a thing where it's like if you if you keep if you keep doing stuff, or if you sort of give up and you just like be idle, if you had every want and need you ever wanted, then things would just become hopeless again and nothing would be special anymore. That's kind of that thing. But then there's also a sense of, oh, you can just like create these things but they're all like kind of wrong, And so Aya, being an inventor and a creative person, she likes her hobbies and likes being able to make things, but because of being in the void in the past, when she was like, "Oh, I want to do so and so," or "I wish I had so and so," then it would kind of just exist, and she wouldn't get any of the fun out of making it, and there wouldn't be any meaning behind it because it was just there now. And then I did actually fall off my chair last time. If I fall off the chair this time, then I'm gonna hurt myself. We'll save questions till at the end of my monologue. If especially if the question is gonna be like too difficult for me to mentally process because it's underlined with some kind of complementary aspect, because that's not allowed. Yeah, exactly. That scared you real quick, didn't it? But yeah, basically, the void is somewhat an allegory for AI slop, whatever. The creatives in there, and they exist, and they generally there's a lot of people who are just like, oh my god, we're in the void, we can have whatever we don't actually have to work. Who's gonna because there's no as far as they're aware, there's no big boss creature in the void. There's nobody actively forcing them to do their jobs there. And so there's a lot of people who are just like, okay, we can do whatever and we can make whatever. And it was all kind of soulless and worthless. And then Aya, being a creative person who gets trapped here, is like, no, I don't want to do that. And so she imagines and sort of summons from the void the things she needs to create art or whatever. Then like and then she goes off. So it's somewhat an allegory for the things that actually mean a lot to people are the things that are person made, rather than the things that are just created out of nowhere with sort of a vague recollection of what it's supposed to be, but no actual understanding of how it is or how it works. You can do arson in the void. However, there's not really anything to catch on fire. And you could be like, "Ooh, I want a giant forest," but because it's the void, it's kind of infinite, and you could theoretically want an infinite forest so that you can arson it. However, you, I'm just, I'm really thrown off by the fact that you've specifically asked about arson first, because you'd get along really clearly you and Feather already good friends, but you'd get along really well with Feather and basically a lot of the other people I'm friends with from YouTube, because they're always talking about arson. That's that's the majority of what my friends talk about. I don't know why. I just attract people who like arson. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But yeah, so it's okay. Child abduction. I mean, theoretically, kind of yes, because part of being a creature from the void job, you got to go down and face anxiety, and because the comic is written by a younger person, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, by the way, children have tons of anxiety, and so most of the people that the creatures from the void are gonna end up being assisting are gonna be generally younger people, and so theoretically, if you were a creature from the void and you got sent on a mission where there was a child, you could probably try and abduct them. That is, you wouldn't get paid. There's not really any payment. You don't really get paid for the job. You kind of just get a slip at the end of every time period that says, congratulations. that's kind of it. But you don't have to. I mean, the anxiety would probably come along with the child, but like that's the problem. That is the big risk. You have a child with a bunch of anxiety, and you're really into child abduction. You can abduct the child, but then suddenly you've got more anxiety as well. So difficult conversation, difficult debate to be having with yourself. But yeah, so I've got like the void is like two metaphors at the moment. It's some kind of AI thing, and then some kind of work is kind of important because otherwise life is sort of meaningless if we had everything that we want in abundance. Those are like the two metaphors, but generally, there's also in my head, uh, like a third one. If I go for the route of, oh wait a minute, they're not actually dead, which is corporate greed. I'm still not sure entirely how it fits into it. Maybe like, I'm not. This is where I had to fight the urge to make this just into like another like corrupt superheroes thing where, wait a minute, this company has like grabbed people on the brink of death and they've shoved them into this like whatever magical thing is going on where they're like they do exist, they are real people, and the anxiety monsters they fight are like real, but like it's sort of weird. I don't know. And then there's like weird corporate greed stuff going on where they don't value actual people and stuff. So that's the other possible metaphor that I could go with. So I know, I know, I know. That's that's a whole mess that I need to sort out. It's a whole mess that I need to write. God damn it! It all comes back to writing, doesn't it? Just have to. I'm glad. That's kind of the intent. The intent is kind of like scary but hopeful. These are people who are like stuck in a like generally it's gonna be lighthearted besides the like like the missions are gonna be scary, but like being in the actual void is gonna be lighthearted, and then it's gonna be like a whole shift around where wait a minute, what's going on? The void is actually where all the mean people are, which the thing is, I like that idea, but it's quite a cliche at this point. Because people got like, it got to a point where everyone's like, oh, but the villain being dark and broody is so cliche. So then they started making the villain always pretending to be like the light people, the ones who are all like good and bright and happy and stuff. And then that's become a cliche. So I feel like it's a difficult scenario to hitch when you've come into when you're in the year 2026 and nothing is original anymore. It's pretty difficult. Wow, that was certainly a dark thought. I'm gonna return to silly goofy moods. Haha. Leaning forward. What's going on now? Okay, this is like the book one arc stuff, and I don't know what happens between him just learning how to do his new job and him having to fight evil anxiety monsters. But what I do know is I gotta make more character sheets because I've got like 3 at the moment, and one of them is like pretty rough. Or 2 of them are like pretty rough, and one of them's actually good. Okay, that's crazy. Like, okay, actually, I kind of need to hear this first. I need to hear what the list is before I can be like, that's so mean of your friend to be judgmental. 'Cause, well, technically it's fine as long as they're not weird. I too am judgmental over my friends' fictional crushes. So, well, you're really prepared. I kind of just have that list in my head of like, yeah, don't that person. So I need to do flute. What's fox in other languages? Actually, let me use my phone. That's okay. You can't get me to promise that I won't judge. I'm gonna be honest. You can't like. I will judge. I won't be mean about it. That's the thing. When people say, "Hey, we can't judge others," that's like an intrinsic flaw. People should be allowed to judge other people, but they shouldn't be allowed to like actively be mean based on their conclusion from their judging. That's kind of, you can be judge and jury, but you can't be executioner. That's that's my thoughts. So I'll hear you. I'll judge you. I won't do anything about it though. Ooh, Reynard is pretty cool. Focus. I might call him Reynard. Reynard Floop. I'm very excited for this, actually. Oh, hello, EJ! Welcome, friend! I just heard that one song in my head. What was it? Wait, what's the song now? God, now I've thought about it, and now I'm in. It's like the freaking. Oh, it's the. That's what it is. It's Brittlebones Nikki. That's what it is. It's still too long. How many fictional crushes do you have? Or hear me out. Instead of having it be like separate lines each time, if that's what you were doing, you could have apostrophes after each one. Because I feel like I can still read that. It's just gonna. Okay, my thing is glitching out so much. It is actually atrocious. I might get my sketchbook and then do the weird camera angling thing again, or try to figure out how to get it to like do with my phone, and then have, because I've got these little like plastic book stands that I've been using to hold my phone, and so theoretically there's a world in which I can use that as a stand, so there's an actually good angle on my sketchbook. However, that's probably something I should figure out when I'm not, like, actively trying to do it instead of... Cannot toggle output while live? Scenes. I know. I know. Because it would work, because... it'd work. It would probably work. But I don't know how to do it. And apparently I've got to... Unless there's some way to connect them, and then I can do it another way? I don't know. It's adding groups. Oh, tech support with Twig Branch. It's awesome. Let's display video capture. Could video capture be a phone? Oh. Oh. What's going on? Wait a minute. One sec. Let me grab my magical hat of magical stuff. Am I? Oof. Okay, one sec. Let me try and figure that out. Okay. That's I don't think it knows what it's doing. Okay, well we're gonna have to... It should... I think it's like as loud as it can go. It might have been because I got up and walked away for a minute. Oh. What's... I am unsure what's going on here. Hello? I don't know. Something's happening. I'll try talk a bit louder if I can. Okay. I think I'm gonna grab my sketchbook because the thing is just like glitching out so much when I try to draw, which is really annoying because I've got like basically all of my tabs closed, so I don't fully understand why it's deciding to glitch out like that, but hopefully it'll be okay. Somewhere around here I've got my sketchbook. Oh, but then I've got Aya drawings in here as well though, so... Okay, you got the list? Let's see. Is that gonna work? Yes, and everyone chat box on top. Whoa! Epic. Don't ask why I've got an apron on, I don't cook. Phone. It's the imposter! And he can go there. Time to judge. I mean, not judge. We don't judge in this household. We do that other thing. Well, no, sorry. What was I saying? We do judge. We just don't execute. That's what's happening. Man, October was such a good month for me. I need to sketchbook more often. You can appreciate. Is it gonna show up at all? Oh, actually, wait a minute. Wait one hot minute. I can do that maybe to get it to like show pages when I'm trying to talk about stuff. Haha! I'm actually getting good at this. That's the wrong page. This one. That's one of my characters, or like drawings that I did when I was like designing them and stuff. Now, where is the things that I used to draw? I think they're in my suitcase, which is great. Yep, they are. Nice. Oh, we got the list. Let me see this now. Okay, you can't keep asking me not to judge. Like I said, there will be judgment. There just won't be like meanness or execution about that. Those are the rules. We're judge and we're jury. We're judges. Like we can have a jury of people, but we can't do anything about it because the people you like are the people you like. So unless it's objectively weird, then you're good. And you shouldn't have to worry. Unless people worrying is when things get weird. Because if it's just like no shame, no judgments, then everything should be fine, right? I like having the camera on actually because it's nice to be able to gesticulate. Marvel ones? Okay, Marvel's fair. We'll see. We'll see which Marvel ones. This is my intrigued pose. Loki? Bucky Barnes? Yes. Loki? Yes. Steve Rogers? Yeah. Baron Zemo? Mm-hmm. Andrew Garfield? Yeah. Pietro? Yes. I don't know who Rumlow is, but based on your other picks, those are okay. I think those are good. Loki, Tom Hiddleston? Yes, in every sense. I don't think there's like a man, woman, like I don't think there's anybody alive who can be like Loki is dad. Because if they are, they're lying. That's which like I was gonna say which Pietro. If it's Harry Potter and fan-made Harry Potter characters, ooh, I don't know about no fan-made Harry Potter characters, but Luna Lovegood was when I realised I liked women, so to be fair, as much Pietro I know Pietro Maximoff. It's just which actor for Pietro, cause I don't know who the X-Men guy is, but like I like the X-Men guy Pietro in what's it called in WandaVision. I like because he's like Quicksilver and the other stuff, and so I like his casting as Pietro. and the other guy less keen on, but all's fair. I'm gonna get a sharp pencil. I might just end up doodling. I don't know. There's an urge to not doodle and to actually draw something productive in my sketchbook, but at the same time, what's a sketchbook for if not goofing off? Oh, there's a lot of Harry Potter ones. I'm kind of meh on all of the like boys in Harry Potter. That's kind of the thing. Like there's a lot of like where when I was but a young lad who didn't realize how shit the Harry Potter series as a whole was. Like I was it was the girls that were like, yeah, these people are all cool, and I didn't really care for most of. Honestly, I didn't like Harry in Harry Potter. I found him just irritating most of the time, and I didn't understand when like friends, because there were friends who liked Harry Potter as well. When friends who liked Harry Potter were like Cedric Diggory, and I was like, huh? What do you mean? That's that's a strange that's a strange thing you're talking about. But yeah. I like that it's been separated into each individual fandom and then also girls and boys. That's honestly iconic of you. That's like that's wow. That's impressive. See, mine is mostly girls, but then if it's not a girl, it's usually a like a ship rather than like I'm like I like these two characters shipped. That's my fictional crush. These two characters shipped rather than actually like being I don't know Maze Runner. I have a friend who is obsessed with Maze Runner. Well, I don't know if I'd say obsessed, and I don't know if I'd say friend, but I've been to the house of somebody who likes Maze Runner. I think I've watched it. I feel like I've watched it, but that might have been a fever dream where I just dreamed that I was in it. After like I was in the dentist or something, and then I was in Maze Runner set, and I don't know. I can't judge that. I don't know any of the. I don't like. I know of the show and I know the core premise. I don't know any of the people in there, so that's where I gotta put my hands up, and I can't. I do not have any right to pass any judgment on any of those. Who do you think will win? I'm gonna draw Impulse Pizza. I know nothing of the rookie. Do you think like for like I feel like all of the ones above were all like pretty like average things. Do you feel like people judge you for these? Have you actively been judged before for these, or like within the fandom by people, or I don't want him to look really anxiety driven. Impulse Pizza has no fears or worries. He is Impulse's face served as a pizza, but like he's not. I haven't watched Jigsaw. I want to be good at scary movies, but I haven't and I'm not able to. Not able to because like I'm a bit of a wuss. I'm not good with scary stuff. I've got to somehow give Impulse hair. I don't even know how to draw his hair normally. Now I've got to draw it with him as a pizza. Oh no, he looks too anxious. He needs to look less anxious. Impulse Pizza knows no fears. There's now suddenly a violent urge in me next time I make a pizza to try and make it look like Impulse Pizza. And I need to not have that. Because it would look really not like it. And then I couldn't be like, it's Impulse Pizza, guys. Because it wouldn't look that way. Because somebody's already done Impulse Pizza better than I could. And also, I'd have to put pineapple on pizza. Okie dokie. Impulse. Are they gonna show up in Pizza SB? Oh, love that guy. I don't know what BTVS is. I don't know what Ozbones is. I'm aware of what Twilight is. Fair enough. Oh, haven't watched it. I haven't really watched much TV, to be honest. Heartstopper? Yeah, that makes sense. Gossip Girl? Dunno. Powers? Dunno. I can pass no judgment. Like, I feel like generally, from what I do know about some of those things, generally those are all, like, safe picks. Like, I know. As far as, like, from... Really? I think it's mostly because I don't know... Crane on that foot. I'm gonna draw green making silly faces. That's what my sketchbook's supposed to be full of, really. I know, mine are... What? That's crazy. That's, like, actively insane, maybe. How is, like... Does your brother live under a rock? Is your brother Patrick Star? Damn. Is your brother from the 1800s? Is... How... Like, I don't know actors. I'm, like, terrible with names and faces of people, but that's, like... I don't know. Not knowing those four feels like it could be... What? Okay, that's even worse, because then he also doesn't know who Ryan Reynolds is, which is, like, that somehow makes it even worse. Has such a weird face. Why? Tom Holland is out of, like, Tom Holland kind of makes sense because he's, like, the youngest of them all. But, like, still, the fact that it's only Tom Holland is, like, crazy. You'd, like, hope that they knew. I know. That's crazy. Come on, open sesame. Open up Play-Doh. the thing is, my like, I guess, fictional non-animated crushes are like, is basically just, I guess, oh dear, homophobic, or like homophobic in a bit kind of way. I've that's rough, buddy. Like, I'm not a licensed therapist. I probably should be at this point, but in that scenario, as somebody who's had to deal with like someone being like clearly transphobic towards like myself and my friend, like, if that's the case, you gotta like respectfully back up. You either have to start like openly debating them about that kind of stuff until they either change their ways or like say something that proves that they are like actually a diabolical person that you can't hang out with, or that's yeah, that's I feel like you can't really do much until you're sure, because then you're judging them. But like, whenever I get a sense that somebody has a certain wrong opinion, I start talking about it much more until they have to partake in the conversation, and they either lie, which shows either like some level of maturity where they're like, clearly this is something that matters to you, and so I'm just gonna put my own feelings aside, which will probably turn into a level of like in sort of indescribable resentment towards the group more because they're like hiding their opinions, or you've got to like debate it out of them like it's a demon. I don't understand how his eyes look like that. What? Oh no, that's really bad, Green. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I've done to you, my boy. Okay, see, that's a bigger problem. That's a much larger issue than the things about like I get this sense that like I notice these changes in them when we talk about this stuff. The thing is, she like if that's how you feel about it, then you should probably trust your gut a lot more, and you should probably just be more open about it, because worst case scenario, she is actively homophobic, and suddenly you've been stuck in this scenario with somebody who isn't gonna like listen to you and be there for you if you have like issues relating to it in the future, and then you leave and then you find somebody else who is gonna be like nice about it and like be there for you in that kind of stuff. Best case scenario, it's like her own some like she isn't homophobic and you're able to talk about it and you've got a like it's the same friend but now you're better friends with her. Those are like the two scenarios I see. Or it's like somewhat awkward because she won't be openly homophobic, but you can still tell that she is somewhat like hesitant about it, in which case you're just like, hey, if this is something you're not comfortable with, I don't want to be comfortable knowing, like, if this is something, because, like, both sides of the scenario in this case is, like, you both feel uncomfortable. She feels uncomfortable because, oh, like, she's got, like, negative perceptions, or you've... Listen, this is the thing, where you've got a list of reasons. This is why I'm here. I'm just here so you can tell me the list of reasons. Because I feel like deep down inside, you've got like whether you think she's homophobic or not, you don't feel appreciated and like you can turn to her when you're in a stressful situation, and you feel like, at least in some sense, I could be wrong, but based on like my own experiences having rough friendships, like in a box to some degree, where you're worried that if you leave the box there's going to be nobody out there for you, but inside this box is not a safe place because you're somewhat like you feel like you've got to keep your own emotions down and you can't tell her about things that are important because they're like intrinsically about you. So I feel like you've got over... I don't need to tell you that she's clearly not a good friend to you, homophobic or otherwise. I feel like if you're telling me all these bad things that make you feel upset or anxious when you're with her, then you've got the reasons. And there are gonna be other people who want to be your friend because you're a really cool person. So you don't have to like stick by her because of like, I don't know, just because like it's been a long time that you've been friends for whatever reason or something like that. I know, I'm not in this situation, but is that the only reason to stay though? Is 5 years of friendship and the fact you've promised why you're staying? Or is like there's something else that she provides to you that improves your mental health and doesn't make you anxious about stuff? I'm I'm kind of a local therapist. If somebody comes to me with a problem and is like, I've been having this issue with this friend, and then they start telling me about one thing, and then they start listing a bunch of other things that they're struggling with, generally it means that they aren't comfortable in that situation. And maybe, like, those other times, and I don't want to tell you what to do with your life, because it could, like, she could have been with you for, like, however, like, through stuff that I don't understand, and that's really close, but that's guilt is one of the emotions humans tend to feel the most. And that's a situation where it's understandable to feel that way, and maybe like there are other solutions to this, but I feel like you need to know that the door is open to you. Like, talk to her a bit more and be like, hey, I I you've been my friend for a really long time and you mean a lot to me and I like hanging out with you, but I need to like feel safe and I need to feel like this friendship isn't just me to support you and that we're both sticking by each other and I'm not just sticking by you kind of thing. And then like know that if you need time away maybe, because sometimes that helps both parties, where you get more of a sense of the kind of things that you want out of a friendship and the kind of things, and then she gets a sense of, wait a minute, this person actually means a lot more and I really value their friendship, and then she'll behave better. Like, those kind of things. Like, not ultimatomy, because that's a weird way to put it, but you shouldn't have to feel guilty in that scenario, because if she's like done stuff that actively makes you feel less worthy, then you shouldn't feel as you I mean not shouldn't, because you are feeling that and that's a valid way to feel in this situation, but you don't have to feel that guilt, because like in you matter, and finding a place where you feel safe and cared for is a very important factor, especially going into the future, because if you don't have those support groups when you're younger, then you won't be able to find them when you're older. I'm getting philosophical. Whoa. Every time I look over, I I see the reference picture for what I'm drawing, and he's just he can't be doing this to me. It's pretty rough, to be honest. I like it's up to you though. That's the thing. Like we're doing we're, you're somewhat doing a pros and cons list here, and the pro I've seen so far is you've been friends for a really long time. Which in some cases can mean a lot more than the issues, but don't worry, no, this is a safe environment. This is like do do not say sorry. Don't you dare. This is like the safest environment. Half of my old community posts were just me venting about stuff, gonna be honest. It's like not occupational therapy, but like I this is what I do in my spare time. Ha 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 ha! 3 times have I made thou cry. Mwah, ha 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 ha. I feed on the tears of my friends, and yeah, that's what I do. Hey, we do you have Discord? Because I got a fun little Discord server with some really nice people on it. It's sorry, I just oh my thing's hot. That's cool. This is kind of what I do though. Awesome. This is this is kind of how this works for me. Like I don't know why. Honestly, freaking YouTube live streams always somehow manages to summon the coolest of people to like interact with, because as like basically where all of the most important people in my life generally come from like just live streaming on YouTube, and then people appear and then I'm like, oh my god, who's this person? Why are they so cool? What's it? Let me get the link up. For some reason, whenever I like try to go onto my channel and click the link from the thing, it doesn't let me. So I have to like search up the thing and then do the other stuff, and it's really weird. And comics, and then it's like, what is it? It's there it is. There is the Discord server link. It's a cool little place. It is a fun little environment with a bunch of awesome other artists and like creators and some people who do awesome music. Diamond's on there, and Diamond is working on their own comic as well. Awesome little fun community. And I feel like you'd fit in, and we can talk about arson and child abduction even more. Yippee! Cool. That's cool. How do necks look? Oh no, I'm drawn his neck weird. Okay. Why is this? He's so expressive, it's crazy. I don't know how I'm supposed to do that expression. This is why I need to draw people more often, so I'm actually good at it when I do it. This is what I get for getting into art by warrior cats instead of like something normal. Because now I'm better at drawing cats than anything that's like the normal things people draw. I need to get back into commentary. What was I commentarying about? Because this is the problem. I'm either too far into commentary stream or I'm too far into art focus mode, and then there's disconnect between. Hello, Feather. Welcome, friend. I'm trying to draw IRL Grian in a silly little facial position, but I don't know how. He's just too whimsical to capture. Mouth is all weird. He's got like a very Grinch smile on in this. New Year's Eve, I sat on the couch cuddling with my dog, watching the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. And then as soon as almost as soon as the fireworks were done, I went upstairs and I read the last two chapters of Midnight Strangers, and then I went to sleep at 3:30. What about you? That's pretty fun. What musicals? That's I feel like that's the important question here. Which musicals? Why has he got such an emo haircut? Oh my god, green. Yes, you can. Honestly, that's pretty good. Dear, I need to honestly, for someone who loves musicals a lot, I need to watch more musicals. Cause like I've seen like a few really silly ones, and then I haven't watched nearly as much of the rest as I feel like I should have. I got it. Yippee, we are now officially friends. Damn. Speedrun to Friendship 2 live streams. This is going great. I still need to watch Les Mis. Still need to watch all the popular musicals, because, like, I have my few ones, and then I haven't, like, seen the other ones. Thumbs up. I like having a camera because I can give thumbs up. It's great. I look like a complete fool when I'm streaming without a camera on because I'm just like sat there and I'm like, yeah. Or like, I don't know, hand gestures. It's the autism. Probably ADHD as well. I don't know, maybe. I feel like I should find out, but I'm happy with just knowing about the autism. I haven't seen Rent. I think I've heard that song, but I don't think I've. I'm fairly sure I've heard the song, but I haven't seen the musical. How do I capture your charming personality, Grian? Tell me, please. How do I capture your diabolical levels of whimsy? Like, there's a violent urge in me to just give him the line eyes. I feel like it would be more Kirsten if I drew bad eyes, but my god, the eyebrows have like fixed a lot of issues. I didn't know they could do that. How whimsical and mischievous. Not about the Les Mis thing, because I do need to see it. I acknowledge that I need to see it, and also I should definitely see Rent too. The Chris Pratt 04's brothers act. Okay, was your brother conceived using the tongs? Because my sister was, and I feel like she would also say that. She wouldn't. She's a very well-educated person, but I'm trying to think of other reasons. Dropped on his head as a baby? to be fair, I was dropped on my head as a baby, and I know who Chris Pratt is, so I don't think there is any reasonable explanation for what's going on here. Stop it. You can't say stuff like that. It's not allowed. I need to have like can I set community rules in my because there's something where you can like set community rules. I need to set my community rules as you can't be nice to me. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set my things, and then whenever people are like about to comment something, it's like, please acknowledge that you have read these rules, and then the top rule is you aren't allowed to be nice. And then you guys are all you're all yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. It might have been like an older thing because sometimes they do like runs at the wrong time. Like generally there is oh no, I'm losing my voice. Generally there isn't like any broadcasts like BBC News broadcasts during midnight or whatever cuz usually it's like I don't know what's it called 11 p.m. What the heck? You should not. I can't. You're up past your bedtime. You shouldn't be awake at this time. What the heck? Think of. Ignore the fact that earlier I admitted to. Wait, no, this wasn't with you. Actually, no, it was with you, wasn't it? Ignore the fact that earlier I admitted to staying up till 3:30, but 11 p.m. is. That's crazy time. Okay, the thing is, I go to bed at a reasonable time. I do, I swear I do, but I like don't. I then proceed to not actually sleep until an ungodly hour. I stay up reading fan fiction. That's what I stay up doing. Gonna, I can't lie to you guys. Honestly, that's hype. That's really hype for you. I mean, you shouldn't have gone to bed at 5 a.m. That's crazy talk. But at the same time, waking up, if it's like 1 now, did you say? That's like a solid few hours of sleep. So, well done. I'm proud of you. He doesn't have nearly enough joy or whimsy. I don't know how to... He's got so much joy and whimsy, I don't understand. How does he do it? Okay, this is... Let's see if I can actually line it up right. This is the closest we're ever gonna get to... Oh, I have to go this way, don't I? This is the closest we're ever gonna get to actually drawing Grian canonically. Canon Grian always scares me. No, not Canon. Canon Grian has like dark brown hair if you look at his icon on his channel. But that's... Wait, wait a minute. I'm gonna... I need to... One sec. I need to like... One sec. Actually, I'm not using my duvet at the moment. I'm gonna put the duvet on the floor so that I can dramatically fall off of my chair onto the duvet whenever you say something nice to me. And it'll still probably hurt because this isn't a well-supported chair. So... Oh no, I've fallen. I've fallen because you were nice to me. Now I'm gonna have to sue you for emotional and physical damages. Sorry. Okay, crying during Dear Evan Hansen, relatable, understandable, knows of my existence? That's... Or you better get the money. But... Okay. I'm just gonna... Yeah, that's kind of what my... Oh, I am connected to the Mafia. I was wondering if Feather's dad was related to the Mafia, because there's something really ominous. Oh, that makes sense. But surely that's just information that everybody always has. Okay, I need to draw Old Man Tango next. That's... I still disagree. Everybody should know what time it is in Britain always. We're the time zone that everything is deviated from, by the way. You guys... you guys aren't even the original time zone. Like, just saying. Every other time zone is GMT plus or minus something. We're the official one. You are just trying to match half of our power. It's the truth. Don't like... That's just how it is. I both want to and don't want to draw Old Man Grandpa Tango. I don't know, there's like 20 American time zones, and I don't know what any of them are because it doesn't matter. Because you're not the British time zone, and the British time zone is the only one that actually matters. There's like EST is one, but I don't think you're EST. And I don't know what the other one, but I reckon, well, there's like two other ones actually, isn't there? There's Eastern Standard Time, and then there's like another one that I am unaware of. Do I have time zones in roles? I don't think I do. Shoot, I don't have time zones in roles. Dang it. I should have done that. That would have been so good. I don't. Sue me, I don't know what time zone you're in, Feather. I'm sorry. I just like. Because most of the people are from America in the server, I'm just like chill with being the person who's awake at midnight. Oh, clock. Thank you. Thank you for helping me cheat. Okay, Feather, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Let me see. Let me see. What's that? Acton and Adak? I don't know what that means. Okay. Pacific, Mountain, Central, Eastern, Atlantic. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna process just like I do when I'm guessing my friends' birthdays. I'm gonna process of elimination just based off the vibes. I don't think you're Eastern, and maybe I'm saying that because you are Eastern, and it's the only one that I've heard been talked about, and so I'm just like conflating those two. But I don't think it's Eastern, because that's the only one that I remember. So I feel like I would remember if you were Eastern. I don't think it's. Oof. I don't think it's Central. Because I feel like I would know if you were Central. I don't think you're Mountain. So it's either Pacific or Atlantic. And of the two, Atlantic is calling to me. So I don't know, you're AST. Yeah. Guess the time zone. That's my favourite game. Man, this stream got really derailed. I'm really glad. You were PST? Damn it, I was really close. I nailed you down to those two. I feel like I get half a point for having it in my top two. Atlantic was just tricking me, because it was A. Because it's an a-hole. I'll be here all week, guys. Don't worry. I know. I'm just hilarious. I need to find another silly thing that I can draw. Tomorrow, I said I was gonna actually get back to revising and stuff for school today, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow instead. Because I have that choice, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna commit. Okay, I need to stop looking at memes. No, I mean it. I'm serious. I've got like exams and shit. I've got to actually do stuff. I know it's hard to believe. Me doing stuff is crazy, but oh, the thing is, I don't know directions. I don't know what like things and stuff is. Somehow I'm studying geography, but I like know nothing about directions or planets and stuff. No, planets? The planet. I I know. I don't understand. But I'm gonna try not to concern myself with that too much. If I do, I've got this guy to beat up. Don't I? You listen here to me. I don't know what I was gonna threaten you with. You're kinda not. He's not really done anything to annoy me recently, to be fair. To be fair, the imposter syndrome has been like not bad. Head pats. Okay, now shoe. There he goes. I feel like I've got so much homework, but like I don't know. I'm really unsure if I have homework or not. Okay. See, this is where you guys have to actually promise not to judge or execute. Because I love math. Math is my favourite subject. I despise art as a subject. If I could remove one subject from school and then make one subject like the only subject we like studied, I would I would only study math and I would remove art from school. And now I know that seems like weird, but like mostly because I like most of the math teachers, I hate most of the art teachers because it feels like we don't learn good stuff. I know. Okay. I love triangles. That's my secret. I can go through all of the math stuff I don't like as long as we get to Pythagoras and trigonometry because I love triangles. Circles are pretty good too. Like shapes generally good, but like triangles is why I like math. Mm. Math first thing in the morning is really rough. We have a double period of math, like as our second subject on I think it's Wednesday. But the first subject is physics, and so it's like maths, all three in a row, which is evil, but like it's somewhat okay because our physics teacher is the kind of done with life physics teacher, and the maths teacher is also kind of done with life type of math teacher. Yeah. I don't know why that makes it better. I feel like having a teacher that wakes us up would be good, but the fact that neither of them are like that much awake themselves is quite nice. Because then it's like, I don't have to feel too bad if I'm not paying as much attention, because I don't think either of the teachers are paying any attention as well. That's awesome. That's actually so hype. My favorite teacher is the one that threatens to like cast not cast, threatened to throw children out of a window one time. That teacher also once saw me walking around school with a massive book and was like, so who are you gonna hit over the head with that? And I was like, oh, just waiting for the right person to come along. And then we both laughed. I like the teachers that threaten violence against children. Okay, I need to find something to draw. Suggestions are welcome, by the way, because it's been nearly 3 hours. I don't understand how I do this. Like I always start so tired, and then at some point I just start doing it, and I don't know how. Hmm. Honestly, I don't. I don't know. I don't like. The thing is, I like most of my teachers. I can't really pick a favorite teacher because when I'm at school, I'm too busy being annoyed by all of the other students to be like, oh yeah, this teacher is particularly great. I like my geography teacher a lot. She's nice. Well, I've got two geography teachers. They're both nice, but I like the one who also threatens students more and is more authoritarian in her ruling. I really like my Reggie teacher because one time in math, she made the math class a dictatorship, not a dictatorship, a democracy. Completely opposite thing. She made it a democracy, and we all got to vote on who we thought shouldn't have laptops. And because I'm a little weirdo who likes doing actual math, I voted for my like. I went up to her afterwards, and I was like, "Hey, could I please just have like a textbook and do textbook work instead of getting a laptop?" And she let me do it. And so all of the other like really misbehaving students were sat around and had been like voted on by their friends to be doing textbook work, and I was like at the front be like, ha ha ha, this is so fun. It was good. Oh wow. That's a little bit creepy. I feel like a teacher probably shouldn't be inviting students round to their house. However, fun? I feel like if that were to happen in the UK and a teacher was like, "Hey, why don't you come round to my home?" All the parents would be calling them nonsense and like the teacher would get fired. But nice. That's Green and Scar kissing. Luke Manning. I need that pin. And they ate a lot of food and talked. That feels like a really suspicious cover story. If your brother was like, "Oh yeah, I went round to my teacher's house and we just ate food and talked with all of the other students that he called round to his home," I feel like you shouldn't be jealous because at least you're not being perved on by the teacher. I'd like I hate to say it. I hate to be the one to have said that, but that's where my mind goes to when I hear of that story. One sec, I need to don't misgender the horse. Good conversion process. Honestly, I think, like, I did a lot of doodles in my math jotter, and then they all got, like, schooled out by the teachers because they were having, like, a policy where it was like, hey, you need to keep your jotters nice and clean so you can do all your work in it, and so, like, it'll last you longer. And I was, like, kind of frustrated, but then at the end of it, the teacher was like, nice doodles, by the way. And I was like, okay. You've destroyed my heart and soul, but you've given me something else. Okay, I will. The thing is, the nice and normal teachers are the ones that get you. That's the problem. But I will believe, and I will, stop judging. Or not stop judging, but I will judge silently. I'm nodding my head, but you can't see that. Okay, I need to doodle. I'm gonna draw Psyduck because he's on my desk. Honestly, that's pretty fair. I would kind of do that. I wish. It's kind of got to a point where I don't doodle. Like, I've somehow managed to avoid it. And it's only when there's, like, something that I'm learning about that I'm actually really excited about that I start doodling. Like, which feels like counterintuitive because you'd think I'd pay more attention and I wouldn't doodle as much, but instead when there's something that I'm really enjoying learning, then I'm like I do all the tasks really quickly and then I start doodling and I'm like, oh my god, I love this, and it's like little doodles about the work that I'm doing. Also, I'm glad that your teachers came to the realization that they work in an art school. That's a big step for them. I haven't had dinner. I should go eat food. um, At some point, I will watch the videos about Prism. That's about as much information as you're getting. That's the, that's about as that's about as much information as Sun got when she was asking about when I was gonna watch Cowboys. And it is happening. I am gonna watch it, but like it's happening in a period of time. The thing is, I didn't immediately go and watch it after we talked about it, which means it will likely be a while. This is a really bad Psyduck because it's based on a really bad Psyduck plush. And if anybody asks me why it looks bad, that's the reason we're all gonna say, right, guys? Psyduck plush that I successfully stole from my friend. That's right, guys. No, I bought this guy. I forgot whether I bought or stole him, but I think I stole him or bought him. No, I bought him. Dang it! I thought I had a great story about a theft. Actually, it's just capitalism. It's okay. He fits with the theme of my bedroom, which is yellow. I feel like I do, but like I also don't know if I do. I've got terrible memory. Well, like, I remember very specific things, but generally I've got bad memory. It's gotten to a point where, like, if I forget when I like met a friend or something, I just start to assume that I've always known them. That's how it goes. Oh yeah, I was with the Shrungles. There was Green Stripe and Fire Scar. I need to draw. I think I've still got the images on my phone. I need to draw the boys. I need to draw Green Stripe and Fire Scar. They're so good. I love them. Thank you for reminding me about those guys. Sometimes I'm scrolling on my phone and I see them and I'm like, oh my god, it's them. And then I like scroll past and I immediately forget that they exist. I was like, Peach is back. What the heck? Man, time really is a construct. Where are the boys? Where's the Shrungles? That's too far back. Ren was Tiger Star. That's true. I like. He had a super really long name though. It was like Ren the Dogwart Star or something. There they are. Fire Scar and Green Stripe. And then. Oh, no, that's a raccoon. And then Ren the Dogwart Star. No, that's understandable. You should sleep. I should also leave at some point relatively soon to go eat food. because I've not consumed food in a while. Oh wow, this pencil is better than the other pencil. It's making a satisfying pencil noise, and I'm sad you can't hear it. Also, Hunters, since you were talking about arson earlier, I know a brilliant series about arson. You got a cat? Tell me everything about your cat now. I've been distracted from promoting the Life series, Third Life. You've got 3 cats? Tell me everything now. Can I open doors? Oh my goodness. What a wonderfully powerful cat. Why does everybody have 3 cats? I've only got 2 dogs. I need. Those are still really cute names. Gregory is adorable as a cat name. Oh my goodness. Two turtles? One of those turtles better be named Tim, or I might have to find you. Wait a minute. I just had a Life series cat warrior cat combination like disease state where I just realized that Tiger Star's partner, not Tiger Star, Firestar's partner is Sandstorm, and that's like a desert, and then Firestar is Fire Scar in the Warrior Cats combination. Oh, those are some cute names. Oh, that's so sweet. I wish my dog was clever enough to open doors because he doesn't do that. He just like scratches on them. And so then like early in the morning when I haven't woken up yet, I have to crawl across my bed over to the door and then like I just open it a tad bit and then like I crawl back quickly and then he hops on my bed. That's what Mr. Fennekin does. And then Faye just appears and like tries to eat your face. That's Fen is Fen is like a stupidly loud dog. Like at first he wasn't, but he's grown into a dog that is very loud about things that he wants. It's a bit of a problem. Anyways, I'm gonna steal all of your cats. Just so you're aware. I'm also taking Coconut's cats, so Hugo. Okay, that those are good names, so it forgives from not naming it Tim. Hugue, Master Hugue, that's good. And Raffaello, those are good. Those are good. Also, sorry, I don't know, the red turtle from Ninja Turtles. Of course he's the red turtle from Ninja Turtles. The I don't know is throwing me off. We love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here. I love Donatello. Like, he's awesome. Love him so much. He's so cool. And then I also like Mikey, and then it's probably Raphael, and then Leonardo. That's like my ranking. Leonardo and Raphael like switch depending on like the adaptation, but generally that's my ranking for the Ninja Turtles. But then Splinter is obviously the best one out of all of them, so. And he's not even a turtle, which is pretty impressive. He manages to be the best turtle when he is in fact a rat. Oh, I know everything about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's incorrect. There's definitely other people who know actually everything about them, but like I know quite a bit because it's one of those shows that I grew up with. Five pet rabbits. The that's that's so cool. Rabbits are really cute, but like my mum's family has always had like terriers and stuff. And originally we had a Lhasa Apso, and we also had two cats called Bella and Smudge. So it was the Lhasa Apso was called Rosie, so it was Rosie, Bella, and Smudge. And then we lost uh we lost Smudge, and then we lost Bella, and then we lost Rosie. Passed rather than we didn't lose all three of our pets, they passed. Um and then my brother got I think my brother got a snake first. My brother got a snake called Jormungandr, and then we got two more dogs that are a cross between Jack Russells and Shih Tzus, and so they're Jack Shits, and they're Jack Shit at everything. And that's where we're at. Those dogs are called Faye and Fen, and they're brother and sister, and I love them so much, and they're so sweet. Um, thank you, but I was I miss them so much, but I that's what happens, and I'm sorry about your habits too. On your 11th birthday is rough. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Feather. Pets are like the most important thing in a lot of people's lives for a long time, and then. Sorry, I didn't mean to start laughing, but the little mix up. Good save, good save. But it's really sad when they pass. I was very upset because for the longest time we just had my dog's ashes in the jar in the house, and we hadn't done anything with them, and I wanted to we originally we put both of our cats' ashes in the garden, and I wanted to have Rosie's ashes in the garden as well. But because we had the two dogs, Mum was worried that they would like dig them up, and so they were gonna go down to the graveyard that's like next to my house and scatter her ashes there instead. But I was too upset and I didn't go, and I kind of wish I had, but I don't know. Maybe I don't wish I had. I feel like I'd be maybe more sad if I had like an actual picture of it. I imagine it a lot more like mellow. I'm gonna not disassociate. I am making the active choice. I'm gonna. Aww. Fish are really nice pets. Also, Sherbet is such a cute name. Oh, that's sweet. That's a really nice place for her. Or them. I, I don't know. I don't want to assume the rabbit's gender. Him, sorry. That's a nice place for him to have gone. I'm sure he's very happy with that actually, because now he can sneak all the carrots without any worries. A spectre now haunting the carrot patch. He's like, I'm just gonna throw this guy. I like that he comes back. I like that he comes back whenever I abuse him. Oh, dang it. He didn't. That's sad. Okay, 10 minutes. Honestly, 10 minutes is probably a good call because I need to get food, and otherwise, I will just stay here and never get any food. The imposter is in my chair. I think he thinks he can do my job. He probably could. I feel like, guys, give him a chance. He's new to this, but I'm trying. My internal therapist said I need to get a better relationship with my imposter syndrome, and since he's the manifestation of that, Imposter Twig Ranch, what do you have to say to the people? And I'll sit in this spot. That is cool. Our next door, well, my school used to have chickens, and like there were chickens in the school, and then like they escaped at some point, and then. Sorry, I won't interrupt him. He's got a lot of good things to say, doesn't he? Okay, well I guess I'm just gonna leave him with my channel now because he's clearly proven that he's like the most capable content creator ever. He's brilliant at commentary, brilliant at um lunch breaks in high school were like 40 minutes, and I think lunch breaks in primary school were either an hour or like I think it was an hour, but it was like 40 minutes actual lunch, and then 10 minutes usually were like play or something. Okay, that's enough now. You can't talk about my school experiences. You weren't even there. Sorry. The trick. $35 is pretty good. Ooh. $45 is good. Wait, you had 25 last year? I read that as 35 last year. 25 is crazy. Oh wow. We kind of, well, there's like, I guess there's playgroup, which is like usually really young kids. Then there's nursery, which is sort of part of like primary school, and then there's primary school, and then there's high school, and it's kind of, I think it's also free. Generally, it's also free, and then that's kind of. I don't know whether nursery counts as like a school thing, but I think it is. So yeah, the free. Oh really? What's yours like? Oh wow. Primary school for us is like, it's usually like sort of 4 or 3 to 12, usually 4 to 3 to 12 I'm gonna go with 3 to 12, and then like no, is it 3 to 12? No, like 5 to 12, and then it's like 12 to 18 or whatever, depending on how long you stay in high school, because you can leave at year 4, which is then like you're like usually 16 or 17 if you leave in S4. What are we planning on? I just like I tend to cheat with curly hair. I just imply. I imply curls. I don't. That's the best way to do it. Like you do the main big shapes and then let other people try and figure it out. It doesn't have to make sense. Oh no, I've drawn her super long. Oh, no, that's fair. Red undertones and darker skin, like in darker skin tones, really good. Like it's very satisfying when I've recently gotten into the thing of when I'm doing like browns for cat color coats instead of using like really flat browns, trying to use warmer toned browns or like cooler toned browns rather than just brown. And it's been very good. Planning after leaving school, going to art college, and I'm probably gonna hate it, and I'll probably like work in a cafe at the same time or something. That's basically it. And then I don't know, try to do comic book stuff, commissions, something like that, like freelancing jobs. I've drawn my dog really long. This looks very little like her, but wait, I need to move it up. Long dog. Thank you. It's like, that's because she's really cute. She's such a cute dog. She's so vicious and she's always trying to run away. But like, graduate early? Whoa. I'm a sucker. My main things with like graduation and grades and stuff, I just want to beat my siblings. That's kind of it. As long as I get better overall grades than both of my siblings, then I've won. I've won at life and I don't really need to worry about what comes afterwards. I'm hoping if I say it enough, it'll be true, and then, yeah. Shut the sketchbook. I'm making an active plan, but I'm gonna stop soon, and by soon, I mean, like, nowish, so that I can go eat food. Okay, since I've said that, I'm gonna I'm gonna commit. Because it's like 10 now, so I should probably commit before someone puts all the food away. Thank you for coming and hanging out and chatting. It has been amazing and super fun. And, yeah. Words kind of stop working after a while, and 3 to 4 hours is usually when it gets there. That's an interesting plan. But yeah. Um, but yeah. Thanks for coming, hanging out. If someone's watching this back on YouTube like a weirdo and have somehow managed to get to the end, I gotta do this every time, because one day someone's gonna do this and it's gonna be weird. But if you've done this, like, subscribe, I don't know. But yeah, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for putting up with me and my autism. That's how this goes. Usually I have there's like Discord in my channel description, but I think the link is retired or whatever. Retired? I know. But yeah, thank you. I hope you have a good day, good evening, good night, afternoon, sometime during the week. Who knows? And I will see you sometime soon, probably. Thank you. Oh, wait, no.